At the moment, there are just 6 companies with a hold on the power in the UK. There are SSE, British Gas, E.ON, EDF, npower and Scottish Power. And these big 6 suppliers have an enormous chunk of the market share, basically nearly all of it. And the government want to encourage other smaller firms, such as Cooperative Energy, First Utility and Ovo, to try and increase their share from the 2% left over. But is it possible? Well, joining me now is Stephen Fitzpatrick, who's Managing Director and founder of Ovo Energy. Good morning to you, Stephen.
Good morning.
Do you think you have a chance of competing against the big players? Because you're pretty small fry in comparison, aren't you?
Well, we're small but growing quickly. So I think about 2 years ago, the independent sector had about 1% market share. Now it's 2%. It won't take long to catch up with that growth rate. But on a serious point, I think independent suppliers are doing a really good job, not just growing their market share, but keeping the big 6 on their toes. So I think we're playing a really important role. And as I said, we're growing really quickly. We'd love to see the government and especially the regulator doing more to level the playing field.
Is part of the problem the fact that you don't generate your own power? So unlike some of the other companies, you don't have the power stations?
No, absolutely not. We buy our power and gas on the wholesale market, and it means that we can shop around for the very best prices and then pass that on to customers. That's one of the main ways that we've been able to compete over the last 3 or 4 years. If you own your own power stations and you've got a failure, or the technology deteriorates so you're not as efficient as you used to be, if you've got an old power station, then probably you're generating electricity that's more expensive than that which we can buy. And then you've got to pass the more expensive power on to your energy customers. So that's probably why independents can offer a good saving against most of the big 6.
You mentioned the wholesale gas electricity prices, and we've seen those increase, and that's the very reason why the likes of British Gas and SSE say they've had to put up their prices. You yourself had price rises earlier on this year, and we've had the other smaller company, Cooperative Energy, announce a price rise. Aren't you just the same as them? You're going to have to put up prices when wholesale costs go up.
Well, I think if wholesale prices continue to rise over the coming years, then of course our prices will go up as well. But one of the things that we've said as recently as last week, we haven't seen wholesale price rises for the last 2 years. Since 2011, we've seen wholesale prices stay roughly the same or even fall slightly.
Even though the big players are saying they're going up, and we've got figures from independent organisations saying they've gone up about 8%.
So
do you think they haven't?
Back in May 2011, we were paying about 73, 74 pence a therm for gas, which is the way we measure gas, and today it's about 68, 69 pence. So if they're buying more expensive gas, more expensive electricity, in a large part we think this is because they're selling it to themselves. So when they report wholesale prices going up, it may be that their prices are going up, but I mean the wholesale market prices aren't.